Good morning, and welcome to Trails End Farm. If you like this video, be so kind as to hit the like button and maybe even subscribe. It'd help me out. I'm kind of new to YouTube and, well, I'm learning. So kind of bear with me. Try to be as informative as I can, tell you what I like and don't like about a product, and I don't pull any punches. Today we're going to make a short video on two items that I've really had fantastic luck with. The first one is a product called Flatout. It's not a regular tire sealant like you would buy off the shelf. I ordered this. They're starting to handle it in stores, but the best price I found is on Amazon. This little 32-ounce bottle runs between $17 and $18. It's not cheap because on a like a turn steer mower, you got to use a full bottle in the back tires, half bottle in the front. So you're looking at about 50 some odd dollars for your tires. But here's the good part. It lasts the life of the tire. What I found, I've been using this now about a year and a half, going on to 2 years, and I've really been satisfied with it. Other tire sealants, well, I've used them, and after a year or so, and especially as hot as it gets down here in South Texas, they start to dry out inside the tire. Those sealants have got to flow inside the tire to seal the new punctures. If it doesn't flow, it doesn't seal. So when they dry out, they won't flow anymore. This one is recommended to put inside of a new tire or one that's really clean. And you have to go to YouTube on their tutorial to see how they put it in. It's a little different than other tire sealants, but once you have it in, it'll last the life of the tire. I'm really satisfied with it. Here in South Texas, or all over the Southwest, we got a couple of nasty little trees. One of them is a mesquite, which makes fantastic barbecue and work pretty good as fence posts. And the other is a weesatch, and I have yet to find anybody that has any use for that one. Both of them drop dry branches, and when they do, those branches are usually covered in thorns. Anyone that's ever driven around or under one of these trees knows they got a pretty good chance of having a flat tire the next morning. And the bad part about it is they puncture the tire, they break off, so you can't really see where the leak is coming from. And then you've got to either go to a tire shop or dismantle it yourself and fix it, and it's a real pain. With this item here, Flatout, well, I haven't had any. I've driven around mesquites, under them. I've driven out in the pasture with my ATV, UTV, a trailer that I use here on the farm, and my turn steer mower. Out here in the yard, I've got a couple of mesquite trees, and I've yet to have a flat. It wasn't like that with the other sealants. I'd have a flat maybe 2-3 times a year, and they really got to be a pain. So look into this. I'm not being sponsored by Flatout, but when I see a good product, I like to tell other people about it. It's not cheap, but it's worth every penny. The second item I've got that I've been using now for about 8, maybe 9 years is called TruFuel. It comes in 2 different mixtures. One is 40-to-1, the other is 50-to-1, depending on your 2-cycle small engine. If you have a 2-cycle engine, like in a chainsaw, string trimmer, something like that, and use gas station fuel, remember it's got ethanol in it. Ethanol destroys fuel lines, the little reed valves inside your fuel pump and your carburetor, and then gums up. It separates from the fuel and gums up, and you just got a real big surprise, or a nasty surprise, come springtime when you want to use them again. And you'll end up either taking it to a mower shop, which they can last anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks before you get it back, or have to take the thing apart yourself, and really you're better off just buying a new carburetor. It messes them up so bad. With TruFuel, you don't have that problem. Like I said, I've been using it for quite a few years now, and I am really satisfied. It's not cheap. I buy it by the gallon. It's a little less expensive than the quart. A gallon runs somewhere between $16 and $18, depending on where you buy it. But it's worth it. I've had a couple of chainsaws and trimmers now for about 8 years. Started using this right after I got them. And every spring they start up and they run well. The only thing I've ever done as far as maintenance is change the plug, air filter, and the exhaust filter. And yes, they do have exhaust filters, and you need to look into that because that will cause you a really big headache if you don't clean them. And it's a different process cleaning them than it is the air cleaner. It's like I said, it's not cheap, but if you don't use it, it gets expensive. To have a carburetor cleaned on a string trimmer runs you about $75, sometimes more. A lot of times they might just have to throw away the carburetor and put in a new one. But with this stuff here, this TruFuel, I haven't had any problems. And I suggest you look into it. Well, that'll complete my video for today. Hope the Lord takes a liking to you. And as we say here in the hill country of South Texas, auf Wiedersehen. And for those of you that don't speak the Germanic language, that is adios, spelled sideways. You have a good week and be safe.